Hi everyone, I'm getting ready for the Crossing Newfoundland by ATV 2021 trip. I often get a lot of emails and messages from people asking me what types of things do we take on this trip. I've done a video on this several years ago when I was taking ATVs, so maybe it's time to update it and show you what I take now that I'm using a side-by-side. I'll come over here and show you some of the stuff that I take first. The nice thing about the Commander is it's got a big glove box, and in here I've got a plastic bag, like a groceries bag, with a bunch of paper towel in it, and I've also got the rechargeable flashlight in here, and I've got an air compressor. I've got a little tool bag that's in there with a few common tools, and I got a bunch of zip straps, zip ties, really long ones, and extra kind of heavy duty, and all of this stuff all fits in here and closes up. That's the beauty of a side-by-side. Also, on the dash here, I bring some of these types of things, like these things you can plug into your 12-volt lighter, or not your lighter, but your 12-volt battery outlet. So I can plug in USB things on here so I can charge my GoPro, or I can charge my cell phone or my tablet as we're going. And then we also have the other option with these little 12-volt plugs here to plug in other things if we need to. And I have this little mount. I got this on Amazon. I forget. You could probably look up the name. Here's the model of it here. And it wasn't very expensive at all. I forget, maybe, I don't even know if it was $20. And it works good. I put my my Samsung tablet in here, and this is really adjustable for your height. You can lock it and unlock it in place. And it's only held on with a suction cup. And, you know, knock on wood, I've never lost it yet. It seems to, it has a really good grip on the top of the dash there. And in between my seats here, I have a Tusk bag that I bought online, and it's not waterproof, but it's pretty good, and I spray it with like that waterproof tent spray stuff to also help in case we get a bit of rain. And I keep like a baseball hat in there whenever we get off the machines and we're walking around, so you don't have helmet head. And I keep bug spray and a couple of things in there like that. And what else have I got in there? I got a hunting knife I usually carry in there, a pretty good sturdy one here. And I also carry lighters, like so when we're out on the trail, our group usually likes to barbecue for lunch. So somebody usually has a barbecue, and I'll bring a cigarette lighter type of thing, or a barbecue lighter. Those are even better. And I keep that stuff with me up front. Now on the inside, I have this this pretty big bag I bought years ago when I was using an ATV. I think the brand name is Rolla, and it's actually really big. Like, you wouldn't believe how much stuff this thing holds. When I used to drive an ATV, what I would do is I built little plywood inner walls for it so it would hold its shape. I can't remember how many cubic feet it is, but it holds a lot. And pretty much everything that we put in here too, my brother-in-law and I, holds all of our clothes, electronic gears and gadgets and whatever, and it's waterproof. Has a big lip on it here, so when you zip it closed, it keeps the water out. It works great. It's almost like it was made perfect for the back of these Commanders. It works so well. And got a new bumper sticker done up I've been handing out to people from my channel, East Coast ATV. Got the Ride the Rock Adventures one on there too, Nova Scotia sticker. And I've been supporting Newfoundland trails over there because I use them every year. And of course the Advans here in Nova Scotia. One of the nice things about the Commanders is got a double-decker box in here. And usually I'll put stuff in here under the bottom, like tools, things like that. I'll show you some of the stuff here. These camo, or not camo, but the military style ammo boxes, they fit perfect underneath the bottom in here. A little hard, one-handed. There we go. And you can put several of them in there. And, you know, I put extra things in there, like we have a first aid kit, and I'll have battery cables, ratchet straps, things like that. And each one is kind of different. Some has electronic stuff, and we have a few rain ponchos. Toilet paper, of course, usually put that in a plastic bag. It's a kinetic tow rope. And then over here is one of the tool boxes I like to bring, and it just slides under. I just put it under the bottom of everything, really. And it's, I got this at Canadian Tire years ago. It was on sale one time. I forget, it wasn't very much. And is it ever handy? Like, there's a ton of tools in there. Now I have a bag here as well that I keep ratchet straps and bungee cords, duct tape, electrical tape, things like that. I always have a set of gloves on hand, or multiple. And here's my folding saw that I take. It's huge, but it works great. So if ever we're traveling around and we have something in our way, a tree comes down, like last year we had a few, and the year before when we had that hurricane going through there, this really helped us out, cut down some pretty big trees fairly quickly. Now, for as far as clothing is concerned, this is one of the bags that I use. It's a North Face bag. It's made of a pretty durable rubber, and you can see it's all dusty on the outside, but it's perfectly clean on the inside. Now, the rubber on it is waterproof, but I've noticed the zipper on it, if it's out in the weather, like if you're driving and the wind is blowing on it, water will seep in through the zipper. But I put it inside this bigger bag that's in the back that I just showed you a few minutes ago, and I haven't had any water get in here. Now, this bag does have a couple of little nicks in it, and I just put some duct tape on it. Looks like I need some new stuff here. From years ago when I used to strap it on the back of an ATV, I used ratchet straps to hold it on, but what I should have did was put some cloth underneath the straps, and because of the rubbing from the straps, it kind of wore some little tiny holes in there, so I tried to cover those as best I can. Now, as far as clothing and that type of stuff, I find most people always overpack. Like where we're going, we're staying in hotels every day this year. I checked with all of the places we're staying, and several of them have washers and dryers. We have a big group going. We have like 11 people this year. So we send out emails, and we have a little Facebook page going. And what we will do is we each message each other and say who's bringing this, who's bringing that. And then that way you don't have to have everybody bring in 3 or 4, of everything. Now that I'm editing the video, I realized I forgot a few things that I wanted to mention. So I'm back out here in the garage. And also I should mention that for those of you that are not familiar with my channel, my friends and I go on trips to Newfoundland every year, and they're about 800 miles in 8 to 10 days. So this is the trip that I'm getting ready for and that I'm specifically mentioning and talking about as I'm going here in this video. And right here, what I have here that I wanted to mention is just a plastic carrier bag, I guess, for my Samsung tablet. And it's pretty cheap. I can't remember what I paid for it. Like, it was on Amazon, like maybe 12 bucks or 15 bucks or something. And it works perfect. It's, I'll show you over here. I put the tablet in and I just put it on the mount over here, and it sits there all week. It's easy to clean off. It doesn't matter if mud, rain, water, whatever gets on it, it just works perfect. And it's easy to just drop the tablet in, and you don't have to worry about anything happening to your tablet weather-wise. Now, it's only plastic, right, and rubber, so if you drop it, it's not a tough, sturdy case like an OtterBox or something like that. But it's pretty cheap, and it works fine for me. Also, if you're bringing a lot of electronics with you, or pretty much any electronics like a phone or GPS or whatever, you might want to bring a portable battery pack like this. This one is 24,000 milliamp hours. So to give you a perspective on that, like the newer model cell phones, like the iPhone 12s and the high-end Samsung S20s and stuff like that, I think they're like 3,000 to 3,500 milliamps. So you can charge your entire phone over several times, or electronics like GoPros, things like that. And on here is my Sena Bluetooth headset. This is the Sena SMH10. All of us have those on our helmets, and we can link in and talk to each other while we're driving, and it's a lot of fun on the trip to be able to talk to each other at distances, and also helps to to warn each other and stuff of any obstacles in the trails. I just use my tablet, but I also have on my cell phone here Locus Maps Pro, which is a fantastic app, and that's the app that I use on my tablet. And it only works on Android, so I highly recommend it. You can download my maps off my website and import them into Locus Maps, and then you can follow yourself across Newfoundland if you happen to be doing that trip, or any trip. You can make your own GPS tracks so you don't get lost in the woods. You can turn around and circle out and find your way back out. I prefer cell phones and tablets over GPS because I find, everyone has a cell phone anyways, and most cell phones are, have GPS chips in them that work fantastic, and you have a bigger screen. Most phones are waterproof. They just work great. And if you have an iPhone, there's several different ones you can use. The Polaris Ride Command app is great. Gaia is also a really good one. And my friend Bruce uses one called Ski Tracks, I believe. So it's meant for skiing. But I mean, it's, you know, GPS apps are GPS apps. You can do whatever you want with them. And in particular, on this trip that I'm talking about, the Newfoundland trip, I have a fully modular helmet, meaning I've got this glass piece that pops down on the front. The front of my helmet opens up. If just one sec here, it's hard to do that one-handed. There, got it. So it's open, so I can drive with that open and up like that if I want to get some air. But in Newfoundland, if it's dry, the rail bed there can get really dusty. And having a full face helmet like that, they're fantastic to help keep the dust out, so you're not sucking that back. If you're driving around with an open-faced helmet on this trip, you're probably going to realize pretty quickly that it's not really a good idea to do that. If you have a side-by-side, you probably have space to bring one. I've got a mount here that goes onto my rear roll bar, and it works really well. And I put a spare front tire on mine that I carry, because you can put it on the back too if you need to. But when we go on these trips, my friend Bruce has the same machine as me, and he has a spare back tire. So we can, if I need a back tire or vice versa, we can just use the tires from each other's machines. I usually have a tonneau cover on the top, and if I put it on, I won't have enough room for that bag to fit, so I've got it on the floor here. But I've also got my back window over there ready to go, and my front windshield just laying against the wall over here. I'm going to keep an eye on the weather, but so far the long-range forecast is looking a little disappointing. It's looking like we're going to have quite a bit of rain, so if that's the case, I'll probably put the front and back windows on. Anyway, we'll just see how it goes, and anyway, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and if you want, leave me a post as well to tell me the types of things that you guys take on your trips with you.